Well, as you may have guessed, today we are taking the LS over to the winter pasture so that we can officially try out the Bale Unroller for the first time. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Just rolling in here at the winter pasture, and I gotta tell you, when I was heading out to come over here, my first instinct was to carry this bale on the Bale Unroller, and then the more I thought about it, I thought, you know, I don't really have a lot of experience with this implement, and I don't really know how well it's gonna hold that bale. Like, in other words, if we're bouncing down the road and maybe the hydraulics creep off a little bit, you know, I just started getting a little bit worried that I might end up dropping that bale on the road. So because of that, I decided to just carry it over here on the front end loader because I trust that spear. And I'm thinking after I use this a little bit more, I'll probably learn that I either can trust it or cannot. And that'll kind of dictate future decisions. When we actually get up here and get across the cattle guard, I'll have plenty of room to set the bale down and pick it up with the Bale Unroller. And then I guess we'll just go drive around until we find the cows and roll it out for them. I can see the cows up there, and I can tell that they see me, but they're not coming over because they've never seen this rig before. They don't know that this has got hay for them. One of these cows looks different. Too bad. From the cab, it looked like that hay was wrapped up here real tight, but it turns out it actually wasn't at all. It probably would have fallen off of there if I drove around far enough. Well, it ought to go without saying, but that was my first time running this or any Bale Unroller. And I think even in this one short instance, I learned a couple of things. The first thing is you really want to try to get these stars centered on the bale as best you can. When the bale is full, it doesn't make that big of a difference, but when you start getting down to the end, it doesn't want to roll, it bounces around a lot. And if I could get these kind of right in the middle of that bale, I think it would have helped that. So because I wasn't grabbing the bale right in the center, I'm left with a pretty decent sized core. It's not a big deal. The cows will still eat it just fine the way it is. But, you know, when you go to all the trouble to unroll a bale, you kind of just want to unroll it all the way. And I talked about it before some. I really need to get these hoses tied up where they naturally want to lay. To me, looks like a bad spot. Like eventually, somehow, some way, they're going to get pinched in there. And obviously we don't want that. You see that? Just one use and I'm already rubbing the paint off of these things, which I knew would happen, but it still hurts. Well, I don't really know what else to say about it. I would say this is a success. Everything worked the way that I designed it to work. And I'm really actually looking forward to trying this out with the larger 6-foot bales. I mean, the 4-footers, you know, they don't really test things as much. They're not as heavy. You don't have to roll them as long. I think the 6-footer will be the real test, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait until next year to try that. Much as I'd love to sit here and watch the cows eat, we got other things to do, so we better get moving back home. While I'm over here with the LS, there's a few more little jobs that I would like to take care of. The first one is I need to wipe out this ramp here because in the new loading alley, the ramp will not need to go there. It will need to go out here somewhere. I don't know yet. But I know that I need this area to be flat. So I think that for that tractor, that's like one swipe with the bucket and it'll be done. And then the other thing that I'd like to work on is over here where I was working last time. I thought that I had enough of this concrete used up and I was just down to small pieces that I could just spread it, and well, that just didn't end up being the case. There's a bunch of big chunks in here still that I'd like to pick out and go put in some holes in my road here. So I think today's a good day as any to do that. And I'm sure somebody is gonna say, shouldn't I have scraped this ramp off before I put the posts in? And the answer is yes, I should have done that, but I didn't. So we're doing it this way. It's looking a lot better over here. I have no doubt there's still some giant chunks hiding from me in here, but I think we'll go dump this and then I'll try to back drag this a little bit and see what shows itself. Hopefully nothing, but I'm sure there will be. And then sooner or later, I got to start thinking about moving this stuff. This 6-foot mower here will probably go up for sale. If anybody is in the local area and you're looking for something like this, send me an email. I'll have to find a better spot for this, and that, but I probably won't do that today. What I've been doing with these final loads of concrete is bringing them down here to the road and putting them in these deep ruts here, and you almost do it like a puzzle. You try to fit those rocks in there just right so that when I come back later and put gravel on top of this, it'll kind of hold everything together and hopefully we won't have issues with ruts here anymore. There have been issues with ruts here for many, many years, and yeah, this is, I guess, a good way to get rid of this concrete. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we'll see. It's gonna splash. Now I grant you, it's probably a little too wet to be trying to do this, but I actually think it does look a lot better. And we're more or less to the point where I can just put some gravel on top of it, and I think we'll be good. Now I need to try to back drag this ramp without knocking out the posts that I just put in. So there's gonna be a little finesse here. Honestly, that looks pretty good. I mean, I didn't get right up to the posts, but I wasn't even gonna try to do that. The rest of this would be pretty easy to get with a shovel or a rake or something. So I'm gonna call this a success. Best part, posts are still okay. Well, I bit off a little more than I wanted there. I got the big chunks of concrete out that were part of that ramp. So now I'm just gonna back drag this stuff that I didn't really mean to scoop up out of there, and I think we'll be good here. Last thing I wanted to try to do today was hook onto the forks and then grab one of these old red 4x4 bins. And my plan for that bin is to use it kind of like a metal dumpster back at the shop. I've got a bunch of little scrap pieces and drop pieces that I just realistically will never use, and they're kind of getting in the way. So I thought one of these bins would be perfect for that. And I've got another load of wood chips coming this evening, so if he puts it right where the LS is at, I won't be able to get to these forks anymore. This bin is tore up quite a bit worse than the other one, so it would make a good scrap metal bin, because odds are when it gets full of scrap metal, what I'll probably do is take it to the metal recycler and just give it to them bin and all. So I won't be sad to not have this one anymore. But it looks like first I gotta try to get it dumped out the rest of the way, and I'm not really sure how I'm gonna get it out of here. We're just gonna keep stabbing at it until it works. Tricky thing is I got a wire right up there that I kind of got to watch out for, but looks like we're clear now. Hey, as long as we're here with this bin and I know I'm using it for junk metal, I got a little bit right here. Well, I'm gonna get this bin moved home, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Smile the camera. Oh, and it's recording.